Hi, I'm Megan Powell of the Essex Bridge Center. This video will step you through the process of using Bridge Base Online's casual area, an area where you can play with just one friend or multiple friends at your own bridge table and in a relaxed way with random hands. Let's get started. Now, you have a PDF attached to this video that walks you through the process. In fact, the PDF, the first 3 pages, are just text instructions. And I'm going to walk through all of the screens that you need that follow along with those text instructions. In the PDF, the second set of 3 pages also give you text instructions, but also have little digital pictures of what you'll see on the screen as a reminder if you're trying to make sure you're finding your way through the process. But this video will show you all the screens and all the pieces. All right. Now, there are going to be times when you're going to want to play bridge with your friends and you want to play at home on your own time. The casual area of BBO allows you to set up a small bridge table with either just you and a partner, or you could have 3 people, or you could have 4 people sitting at this table. It is not a formal bridge game. It's not a formal bridge playing area, but rather it is a friendly area for you and your friends. Now, if you don't have 4 total people, you will have to employ robots, all right, to fill out because you have to have 4 people in that space. And some of those people could be robots. You can also use the chat area in BBO to talk to each other, or, and I'll mention this also in this video, but I'll also mention it separately to you. If one of you can open up a Zoom meeting and invite the others to Zoom, then you can have a Zoom window open on the side of your screen and actually verbally chat with each other while you're working in the casual area of BBO. Now, what do you need in order to use the casual area? Well, you need to have your BBO ID, but you also need to know the BBO IDs of every other player who's coming in and sitting at this table with you. If you don't have all 4 people, live human people, you do have to fill out the table, which means you're going to want to rent a robot. And it's a small fee to rent a robot, but I'm going to tell you, you absolutely want to rent robots instead of inviting strangers from out on the internet into your table. It's not a great idea. You don't know who these people are. They tend to just get up and leave and wander away from the table. It's not usually a lot of fun. So if you only have you and a friend so that your partner's at a table, I'm going to show you when we go inside how you can put robots at the table to fill in the space. Okay. Now, since you have the access to the PDF instructions, try and follow along with those instructions as I walk through BBO screens. And let's talk about some setup before I take you over into BBO. Let's say that you and a friend, or even 2 or 3 friends, you've chosen a day, you've chosen a time to play in this casual area of Bridge Base. You must all be logged into BBO at whatever time you've designated. Each of you on your own devices in your own homes, you are going to log into your BBO account. Now, let's just put you in charge of this entire session. It'll be up to you to make sure that the other players who are joining you come in and sit at your table. When each of you logs into BBO, you are going to be on the BBO homepage, and you'll know that you're there because it says so right here. Bridge Base Online Home. It's right above a blue banner that says Player Watch Bridge. So you plug in your BBO ID and your password and you hit login and you immediately come to this Bridge Base Online homepage. Now, your friend or friends are going to sit on this BBO homepage and they're going to wait for you to do your job. You are going to go through the process of inviting them to join you. So, how do you proceed? Well, you're the one who has a job to do now. All right, so let's get ourselves started in BridgeBase. Okay, I am on the BridgeBase online homepage. All of my friends are logged in. They're going to sit on this screen. I'm the one who has to set up the game and invite them to play with me. So while they sit on this BBO homepage, I would be the one who's going to go out and do the work. And in fact, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to make it you. You're going to be the one who's going to go in and be the inviter. You're going to invite the others to play with you. So we start here at the top. What you want to do is look on this BridgeBase online homepage, and I want you to notice that under Player Watch Bridge, the blue banner, you should see a button marked Casual. And that's where you want to start. Click the Casual button. And that takes you to this Casual area. That's what the banner says across the top now. And you want to start a table. Now, you're going to find that all the way down under the dark blue banner that says Find Your Own Game. The first item there is Start a Table. That's the one you want to choose. And now we come to the setup area for how you start a table. So things that you want to look at. Up here in the upper left, you should see the letters IMPS, imps. You can just leave that alone. It's just how they're going to score it on you, and that's the standard scoring situation. And then you have a series of little toggle switches. Now, I want you to pay some attention to these. What is a kibitzer? A kibitzer is a bridge player who's not playing at your table, but wanders over from somewhere out on the internet and can click on your table and watch you bid and play, and even chat with you. You don't want this. You really don't want interlopers from the internet to come in, take a look at your table, basically pull up a chair, even though they're not going to play. But they're sort of sitting on the side watching you bid and play. And I promise you, offering you bad advice. They're going to try and chat away with you and try and tell you what you're doing wrong. You don't need that. You don't want to allow kibitzers. So this button here needs to be turned off. It needs to be gray. Same thing with allow kibitzers to chat with players. Turn it off. In fact, I'm going to tell you to have all of these tab buttons here turned to gray, not yellow, gray. All of these should be turned off. You don't need outside players trying to horn in and watch what you're doing. Okay? Then, after you've turned all those off, look down the bottom below all of that. It says reserve seats and it says west, north, east, south. That's fine. But really, I want you to draw your eyes down below that to the two start table buttons in blue. A relaxed game versus a competitive game. You want a relaxed game. You don't want a competitive game where you have to think under a time clock, where you have to work under several different constraints. You want a nice, relaxed, friendly atmosphere at your table. So choose relaxed game. After you click on relaxed table, you're going to come into the general table area for your game. Well, game for your session. And you have a choice of where you want to sit. Since you're the person doing the inviting, you get to decide which seat you want. I'm going to tell you, why not sit in south? That's where most of us often choose to sit. So I'm going to tell you how you put yourself in south seat. Down here on the bottom of your screen, where it says south dash sit, you're going to click on that little table area, right in that little greenish area. And when you do that, you get a little green box. It says sit, robot, or reserve. You're going to choose sit. And when you do that, you come to a slightly different version of the same screen, a bigger version. And if you look at the bottom, you should notice that in the south position, Pow Bridge is now seated at that table. I'm Pow Bridge. That's my BBO ID in BridgeBase. Now, my friend, Kumu Nui, is also going to come in and play here, and she's going to be my partner. So my next step is to invite my friend Kumu Nui and put her across the table from me in north. So how do I do that? I'm going to move my cursor up to the little north tabletop, and I'm going to click on it. It gives me two options, and the option I want is reserve. So I'm going to reserve a seat for Kumu Nui. And when I do that, I'm going to show you that she just got a message. She just got a message saying invitation from Pal Bridge. A seat is reserved for you. Do you take you there? And I'm going to click yes for her. Now, after she accepts the invitation, now you see us on this bridge screen. Pal Bridge, that's me. I'm sitting in South. My partner, Kumu Nui, don't worry, it's a Hawaiian word, don't worry about it, is sitting in North. Terrific. So now two of us are at this table. Now, we did not have two other friends to bring in with us. So now what are we going to do? Well, I need to put actual something at East and West's table. I can't just leave them that way. Doesn't work. Since I don't have actual real people, I'm going to need to put robots there. Now, here's the thing in BBO. If you're going to put a robot at this table, one of these tables, you need to actually pay for it. And that's why you have to have money in your BBO account. So let's say I'm going to put a robot in West over here on the left. I'm going to click on West and I'm going to choose robot. And when I do that, watch what happens. I get a message. I can either rent a robot, for an advanced robot or a basic robot, but you really don't want advanced robot. I know it says advanced robots are usually better if slower. I think you want a basic robot. Now, it'll charge you $3.99 for the entire week, which means that anytime in the next 7 days, you can come back in here and plop a robot in one of these other seats, and you're still covered by the $3.99. Okay, so it's $3.99 for the week. So I'm going to choose basic robot, and notice then on West it says robot. Now I also need to put a robot in East. So I'll click on East and choose robot. Now notice it doesn't charge me again. It just, I've already paid my $3.99. And as soon as I do that, I have 4 people at a table and I'm ready to bid and play. Now, when you come in here and bid and play, and this is where you can also chat with your partner at the bottom of the screen. In the bottom of my screen, do you notice the little blue button that says Kibitzers? You don't want that. Click on it and choose table. If you choose table, you can say hello to your partner and it'll appear on that little screen on the bottom here. Now I'm talking about laptops and desktops. iPads, they work a little differently for the chat, honestly. I can help you figure that out if you send me a note, but you can chat with your partner this way, right? Again, if you wanted to verbally talk to your partner, one of you might consider opening up a Zoom window on the side so that you can actually verbally talk to one another. Now, as I said, as soon as you put either real bodies or robots at the table, you will get your first board. Over on the far left, you see it's board number 1. Do you see the big 1 in that square? It also is telling you who the dealer is, North. That's where the D is. You see in front of you your cards. You can change the layout of your cards if you want. We call this up in the upper left-hand corner here, these 3 white lines, we call that the hamburger. If you click on it, you can redeal because you don't like this hand. You can see a convention card, but don't worry about what that is right now. What you can do is change the hand diagrams. If you click that, you can see your cards in a stacked mode, just like you see on paper when you get a PDF from us. You'll see your spades and then your hearts underneath, then your diamonds, then your clubs. Some people prefer to look at their cards this way. If you don't, that's what this hamburger is for again. You would click it and you would choose pictures of cards and then you would see the horizontal layout. Now, when it's your turn to bid, you're going to see a bidding box information in front of you. All you see right now is this blank area with WNES, and that's because it is Kumu Nui's turn to bid. I also know that because if you look at North's table area, it's in a different color. It's in yellow. So North is going to make an opening bid. Notice she made an opening bid and East passed. And now this is how you know it's your turn to bid. First of all, your little tabletop on the bottom is in yellow. That's how you know it's your turn to do something. You also now have this bidding area in front of you. Now, your partner in North opened one spade. Your hand here does not have a spade fit. You have, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. I will tell you that with 10 or more points in a 5-card suit, you can bid a new suit on the 2 level if you wanted to. Your partner in North is going to come back and make some kind of bid. And let's say she bids 2 no trump. I don't know. I don't think we have a good fitting hand. I think I would pass 2 no trump. And notice now that the person who is the declarer now is North. How do you know that? Look at the left again. Underneath that big number 1, notice that the contract is listed 2 NT by North. All right. And then these 2 zeros are your counters. And your partner is now going to play this hand. All right. Your partner is going to play this hand. All right. And whatever she chooses to do, she's going to do. Because you're the dummy on this hand, you're not going to be able to do much. Okay. But you're going to have to try and take your 8 tricks into no trump if you're Kumunui, right? I don't know that it's going to be all that easy to do. Remember, these are random hands, right? I think Kumunui is going to have a difficult time on this one, but who knows? And on this hand, she's got to hope that she can make some decent, some decent heart winners. She's going to try the 9. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Now, how's this going to go? I don't know. Notice on the left where it said the 2 no trump by North, the vertical column that has the 5 in it. You and your partner, North and South, you're the vertical. East and West are the 2, the horizontal. And now we've got Kumunui kind of in a bind, right? She's got to figure out what to do on this hand. She's not happy at all, is she? No, not happy at all, honestly. Let's see if anything can happen for her. Well, she can certainly get the lead again. That'll get her, whoops. That'll get her to her. That's her 6th trick. She's going to need 2 more. She's not happy right now, is she? No, she's not. But maybe she can pull it out. Look at that. But she can't get to her diamonds, can she? Oh, no. This is not good. Maybe they will lead a diamond for her. She's hoping, hoping, hoping. Oh, this isn't going well. Are they going to lead a diamond for her on the last? Oh, look at that. Yay. Oh, that helped, didn't it? Phew. That was tough. And at the end of the hand, it'll tell you how many tricks you've taken, 8, and then it'll start to take you to the next hand. And again, you will have to look to see whose turn it is to bid. Right now, it is Pal Bridge's turn. We've already had an East pass, and now it would be Pal Bridge's turn to bid. This is board number 2 on the left. So you and your partner will be able to bid and play hands. You cannot replay them. You cannot stop and go back to the beginning. You just have to move forward. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I tell you maybe it's a good idea for you to open up a Zoom meeting on the side so that you and your partner or your friends can chat with each other as you're doing this. If you really hate a hand and you all agree that you don't want to play it, you can come up here to the hamburger. If you hit redeal, it'll give you a different hand for board 2. All right. It'll just get you started on a different hand. Okay. So we have the casual area in BBO as a place for you and friends to play. If you have 4 total people, great. It actually doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you any money at all to put 4 people around a table. If you only have 2 people, well, then you have to fill in with 2 robots. If you have 3 people, you have to fill in with 1 robot. And the system is still going to charge you $3.99 for the week. So my suggestion is Honestly, if you're going to use robots, see if you can arrange with your friend to play more than once in a week. Get your money's worth out of the robots, okay? Now, that's the basic of how you come into the casual area of BBO, set up a table, invite your friend or friends to play, and then you start playing. When you're done, all you have to do is just get out of BBO. All right? You don't get a chance to replay hands. You don't get a chance to undo your bidding. Really? Mm, no, not really. You don't get a chance to get a do-over on a hand. You just got to move on. All right. So think about looking at this video as you're looking at the handout I've given you. Try it with some peers. See if you like playing in the casual area of BBO. And if you have questions, email me. I'll be happy to help. Bye now.